Hash House and circle up.
Welcome to On, the Hash House Harrier podcast for interviews, history, and stories. I'm your host, Ra.
Today, from Toronto, we're visiting another place that might have as much snow as Toronto, across in Europe with a well-traveled, long-time hasher, hash club founder, well-known around the world. This hasher has a name that, because of what impression when you see her, you might spell it differently than it sounds. But today, welcome on the podcast, EyeFull.
Thank you.
Let's start with your hashing origin story. When, where, and how did you get to your first hash?
I was in Cyprus and I met two guys in the bar. They saw me go out running in the evening and coming back and so on from this bar. And they said, "Do you want to come on this hash?" One of them was Scottish and one was from Ireland. And I understood half of what they say. But we become good friends and so on. And they told me, tomorrow, Sunday, you're going to be downstairs in the road at 11 o'clock. And we're going to pick you up. And I had a really bad hangover that day. I thought, no. I told them I'm going to be down there. So I was sitting down there, probably white in my face. And they picked me up. And I went to this hash and I didn't understand so much. People running all over the place. And when I succeeded to remember some names, the next day they told them something else because they were using the real name and the hash names.
What year was that?
That was 90. I've been hashing for 36 years.
Wow, nice. What do you remember about the terrain? For people that haven't run in Cyprus, were you in Limassol?
Yeah.
Did you get scratched up? They have JC, yeah.
You sometimes you ran right into this bush and you were stuck.
And I remember meeting you in Cyprus 6 years later when they hosted the interhash.
Mm-hmm.
Once you hashed in Cyprus, what did you think about hashing? What was the next time you hashed?
When I got home after a couple of months from Cyprus, joined the Stockholm hash for 1 or 2 times, and then I went back to Cyprus and I ran with them again for a month or so. But then I went on a tour to Australia and New Zealand. That was good fun and good people there.
So you hashed just a couple times back in Sweden, and then you went to Cyprus, and by then, did you feel like you were a hasher? Did that take? How soon did it feel like, oh, this is me?
Yeah. I felt that way.
Do you remember who any of the people were at Cyprus that you first in the early 90s?
The thing is, I don't remember the two guys who brought me to the hash. I don't remember their names, but Ewan was there.
Yeah.
And that's the one I've been meeting during the year, so that's the one.
Yeah, he was there when I first went to Cyprus about 92 or 93. And they would later have some events. They had their 200th run, their 333 run as practice runs for their bid for interhash. So you go off to New Zealand and Australia, still doing this kind of long-term travel. How did you find the hashes there? What did you think about you would be doing hashing? Did you know?
I believe I had this hash book with the telephone numbers, and you never know when you call someone there. If you come to a switchboard and ask for, have you got 4 flying balls there, or you can't do that at the switchboard.
That's great. Now, what about hash gear? Did you pick up any T-shirts or anything in Cyprus or Sweden before you took off?
I think I had some from Cyprus, but then, no, I didn't pick up anything from Sweden before I left. But when I got down to New Zealand, I started to buy. But nowadays, I don't buy.
Yeah,
I got too many.
Big collection. What was it like there as a traveler in the early 90s. That was a prime time to be traveling with hashing. There were hashes everywhere, and New Zealand survived. They still have 30 good clubs going on. What was your experience with being welcomed? New Zealand Kiwis are known as very friendly and stuff. How did that all work for you in traveling?
In New Zealand, especially, I called someone from this book in Auckland and I asked if they could pick me up to the run. And they said, yep, stand there and there. And they said, how can we recognize you? You will. But then I had my Viking helmet on as well. And during that run, they told me it's going to be a Nash hash down in Wellington 2 weeks later. So then I was on the bus down there.
Yeah, all right. What year was that? It would have been an odd number year.
Yeah, must have been 93 or 91. I don't remember.
Now, the horned helmet, the Viking helmet's a trademark thing of you and the whole gang that travel from Stockholm when you show up at international events. Did you have that just as a Swedish kind of thing, and you took it with you on your travels?
At that time, in the beginning, I had one of these plastic helmet, not the one like a cap. That one I brought with me because I'm traveling with my relatives before. And I thought we're going to have some fun. We were on Fiji and different places. But then it turned out to be good.
Yeah. Okay, the Nash hash now, it's usually capped in New Zealand 300 or 350 people. Was that the first time you got to a big hash? It wasn't 20, 25 people?
That was the first weekend for me. And I didn't know what to expect. And for sure, when I get the last day or when I left, I thought, what did happen? Because they were so welcome. And yeah, including me in the New Zealand team.
Yeah, I know other people have visited the hash that was down in Queenstown, and often if people will say, I'm from Stockholm, the first words they hear back are, do you know EyeFull?
Yeah.
You made an impression. But what about the naming? When and where did you get named? How'd that happen?
I got named in Cyprus. I think it was when I got back for a month or so. Then when I came down to New Zealand, to this first Nash hash that I went to, when I was going to do the registration, I thought, yeah, my hash name is EyeFull, and they're going to spell it like the Eiffel Tower. But the guy behind me, no, not that way. And he was the one who gave me the spelling.
Yeah, the EYEFULL, two L's at the end? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you had a hash name, and what about collecting and making your own hash gear? You've got a hash jacket, but you've got some customized clothes. When did that start for you?
You mean the one we had with us on different events?
Yeah.
Some of them I organized, so we made them ourselves in the beginning from the Stockholm hash when I was back in Sweden. And I think, yeah, different places nowadays is other people taking care of all of that.
Did you start collecting patches right at the beginning?
Only the one that I got on event that I went to.
Yeah. All right. So you got back to Stockholm and there was a hash there after your discovery in Cyprus, and then you left and then you came back. What was Stockholm hash like then in the early 90s when you were just a starter?
It was more like a family hash, or it was from people's home every second Saturday. It was different from the one that I've been going to in New Zealand, Australia, and around the world, and in Cyprus as well. But the thing is, every town have got their own kind of hash.
Yeah, it grows up different, and it may depend on who founded it or who their friends are when they start. You, by the time Cyprus got interhash, had you traveled outside of Sweden again just for hashing?
Yeah, I was down in New Zealand for a Cyprus hash. So a lot of people that I know from New Zealand, I met them in Cyprus. And
Right.
the thing, it was good fun because one of my friends in Cyprus introduced me to one of the people from New Zealand, say, oh, this is this person, and he's that and that. I've been staying with his family for many times.
That's great. Who were some of the people that you met in New Zealand? You've been going 36 years, and this is 34 some years ago. Do you remember any of the people who were around then?
Yeah, some others, and Aggie,
Yeah.
and Father, and Short Plank, Hound.
Yeah, you name off these people, and they're still some of the first people you'll meet if you go to a Kiwi event. That's great. Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
of the same generation and decades of passion.
Yeah, and you got Gypsy, and you got RLD. It's many names.
Yeah, you name people from all over the country and both islands and everything. Yeah, that's really cool.
I've been staying with them on my road. And last time we were there for Interhash 924, we traveled with some mother and Claudia in their motorhome
Oh, nice. Yeah.
for a
Yeah,
month. For a month.
wow. Yeah, there's a bunch of them that have taken this. And if you go to events, there's always a collection of camper homes and people. There seem to be a whole generation of people that have time and a motorhome and just that's all they do or that's where they live. What were the circumstances? It's a personal question that allowed you to just take off for a couple months and travel back then.
Actually, after been working at the same place for 10 years, I was a little bit tired of it, and I was tired of going around in Sweden. I just packed my bag and bought a ticket out. The first ticket I bought, there was a one-way ticket through India and then to Interhash in Thailand.
Right.
And then after that was like, which way should I go?
Oh yeah. Okay, then you were fully lifestyle of a hasher. When did you get back permanently in Sweden and then get involved first in mismanagement?
The thing is, I stopped traveling. I traveled on and off. I went home for the summer sometimes, and I was lucky that I could write to a place and said I'm coming home, and they gave me a job, so I could earn some money. And then I took off again when but I think it was 94 when I came back home again, and I got to work, and I said I'm going to do this for 3 months, and then I take off again. But then I was a little bit tired of traveling around, so. Then because I started to think about this, to start a new hash.
Did you get on the mismanagement committee of the existing Stockholm hash? No, you didn't. Okay, so why did you think you wanted to start another one?
Because this one was on every second Saturday, and as I say, like in Sydney, they nearly have a hash every day. So why can't we have two in Stockholm? And one on one weekday night evening, because not everyone can go on weekends, so it's easy to get away from the family for a couple of hours on weekday.
So when you started it, you were still fit and running, and did you start it as a running hash? And was Stockholm with the family hash? Were there walkers already in Stockholm?
I don't remember that time. There was some walkers, but the thing is, I'm not really been a runner. It was just like, oh, I had to run.
Okay, let's hear about the startup story. Who did you talk to, or who else was involved? And then you had to come up with a name and a logo. And how long did all that take, and how bumpy was it?
I got a few. Sofa, if you remember her.
Yeah.
She was with me to start a new one and waiting for it. She doesn't run that often nowadays. And Floater, I don't think he'd been around for a long time now. And then we have a guy called 𝐎𝐧 𝐏𝐴 but he's not around running anymore. So we were talking on and off. Even my sister was helping up with the thing. We were planning and asking people around which day was suitable and what time. So we went out at 7 p.m. to begin with, but that was too long after people stopped working. So we changed it to 6:30 instead. And we said that it's going to be close to an underground station or a train station. So it's going to be easy to people to get there and don't have to take the car. And we said no kids and dogs.
How about the name? Do you know who said let's name it that?
I don't remember who came up with it, but that's Hans that was going to have a run from an underground station. So that's the connection to it.
Was it easy to get a team, an official team with a GM and an RA and a treasurer and figure out how much you would charge?
From the beginning, we only had the downs. So we charged 10 kronor, and that was easy to collect on the run. And we decided no books, no writing down your name on every run because it's going to be easy. No one had to carry this book. So the first 4 years or something was no books.
What about the beer? How big was it? You're on the underground, so a lot of people could go without a car. How did you deal with the down beer and that kind of stuff?
The thing is, we asked for the pubs, told the pubs that we're coming, and we said that we're going to drink beer and so on. Can you supply some wheat beer? So we had them in the pub. So we didn't have to buy the down beer often.
Toronto's still doing that way a lot of times, and it's a small hash now, but sometimes there's still big turnouts. And we do the singing in the circle in the pub. How'd that work out with the songs and stuff?
I don't really remember, but we sang a little bit, but maybe not out loud. But at that time, we went often to these hash pubs, as is the not so fancy.
Yeah, and they were just welcome to have anybody, and loud and fun was what they're after. What about getting a logo and that kind of stuff? Did you have somebody who liked to do that stuff? Did you think it was important?
I did the logo on my computer. I was sitting one night and we just played around with some different things, but they changed it after some years when I was not there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I don't mind.
All right. How long was it that the original group and you really had to be there to run it before it took a life, and maybe someone who had never joined before got heavily involved in running it?
From the beginning, not so many people turned up. It sometimes could be the hair and the runner, or and during the winters, you never know because it could be really cold. They just took it. It took some year or something to get a group
Established, yeah. What about you then running with them? Did you leave Sweden again for a while? When did you become not as involved with Underground? Were there breaks you took?
I think I was the GM for 4 years.
Okay.
And then I left it to someone else.
And what has it changed? Has it stayed no kids? Has it stayed weekly? No, what's happened?
It's still on the Wednesday, 6:30, but kids and dogs is coming. And the thing is, the people who runs it nowadays make up how they want it. Not like this was meant to be this way.
Yeah, that's a good attitude, that's flexible, but some people that you still have ownership. People that joined the hash in the last 10 or so years, do they know that you're the founder, or is that something that's known for everybody who hashes?
Yeah, the regular, they know it.
But even new people that join. And how is the state of hashing in Stockholm now among the hashes? We have lots of national capitals that used to be filled with expats that the hashes have disappeared. We have young people. We have all the issues that everywhere in the world has, and some have better luck than others. How's the strength of the hash clubs now?
I think last night we had a good group, could be 20 runners. and a group of walkers, 10 maybe.
And it's cold out now.
Yep, it was 6 - last night.
Okay, yeah.
And the streets are a little bit icy and snowy. So it's a good turnout for the weather. And many people think something like someone has laid a trail, then we have to turn up. Because you know yourself, if you lay the trail and no one turn up because it's snowing.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
That's not good. I wanted to talk about hash travel because Stockholm, when they show up, the colors, the horns, very visible and often a big pack. And were you able to keep going international events? You mentioned the Kiwi Nash hash and some interhashes. What else have you traveled to? And how did the Stockholm traveling as a group or just meeting up and wearing the same clothes? Very visible.
You mean nowadays or before?
Oh, let's start from before when you started thinking
Yeah.
about what to go to.
I've done 10 interhashes, and I think I did 8.
In a
And
row.
that's a long time between sometimes after that. And I've been hashing in 32 countries. And one thing, I had never put down the numbers of runs or where I've been and everything. Because when I was traveling, when I had been running with 100 clubs, I stopped.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's cool. What about the traveling as a group? When you started this, you were traveling on your own. Now there's a Stockholm contingent and Euro hashes, interscandies. Were those something you got involved in right away?
Eurahashes haven't been to so many, only 5 and 8 Scandis. But sometimes I've been traveling with other people because we're traveling from Sweden and we share hotel rooms and so on. And it's groups in the Stockholm hash that travel a lot together as well.
What about visitors to Stockholm now? In a month, are there always outsider hashers dropping in? How many visitors get there in the winter?
It's coming and going. I don't know the numbers. And some people are here working for a short time, and some people is just around Sweden somewhere working and just coming to Stockholm to see Stockholm.
Yeah. And what about the Stockholm Marathon? The hash gets involved. Have you done that?
I've been biking it.
Oh, yeah. And
The marathon, you mean?
I was there one day. Like I dropped in, I passed through Stockholm for less than 24 hours and the marathon was on. So I put my own beer check up at like mile 24, but I think Stockholm has a regular beer stop.
Oh, you mean the real marathon?
The real marathon, yeah,
Okay.
not the hash marathon.
Yeah, because the hash have a marathon in the 1st of May every year.
Oh, okay.
And what they do, they run 5K. And from there, you can choose if you want to run again, or you can take a bus or a train, or go in the hash car to the next 5K. And there you can decide again, or you can start wherever you want, or you can do it all. It's a good
Nice.
thing.
Oh, cool. Yeah. But the hash has a presence at the official Stockholm Marathon.
Yeah. There is some running, and some others are having a beer stop.
With the hash marathon in May, do you bike the whole thing?
No, one part I didn't, but
Yeah.
But it's good fun because sometimes they go on a route where you can even put the bike on the train and shortcut,
right.
or you can give the bike to someone else and you can go on the bus.
Oh, yeah, nice. How has it changed? You're pretty positive and you're flexible and you take the hash. It can be whatever it is. But how do you think the hash has changed over the 36 years, especially recently? Reflecting back and say, is it the same to you? Not so much traditions, they probably haven't changed, but what do you see at events and the hashing world compared to dropping in 1990?
Oh, it has changed. maybe to the better.
Oh, that's good.
And is this not talking so much about girls?
Yeah, you mentioned going through Thailand early
Yeah,
90s.
that part.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
don't have that in Stockholm. We don't want to have that part in Stockholm at all.
yeah.
Everyone is, men and women are the same, but
Treated. Yeah. That's it, true. But this was over 30 years ago. You were the GM of a hash for 4 years. It's not that there weren't a lot of female GMs, but it was certainly less than now. Being a GM in 1994 or something would have been a little bit of a rarer thing than it is now as a woman.
yeah, the thing is, I just decided I'm going to be, and I tried to organize things to go outside Stockholm for the universities and so on, and having surprises where to go, and so we
Yeah.
spent many yearly events at my parents' summer house in the archipelago of Stockholm, running on the island, taking
Yeah,
a boat out. And
let's talk about what you're wearing. What is that jacket from?
what is his name in Copenhagen?
Yeah, I'm blanking too.
He's at all events selling things.
And what's it say around the circle on the on circle?
Hash house has on a drinking club with a running problem.
Okay, so it's a generic one. Yeah, okay, with on beer. We can let the camera run, or I can cut this out. But how long do you think it would take to have a look to see if you got the horns?
I can look here first, but then I maybe have to go down to our storage to pick up one.
Let's just take the quick look and see if it's here, just in case people haven't met you and you put this on, they'll say, "Oh, I've seen that across from the circle." Yeah. All right, let's have a quick look.
Yeah. And take off.
Yep. And what I wanted to include was, how did Stockholm handle hashing during COVID?
Good. We did it good because we ran it all through. We were allowed to be 8 persons together. There was 8 sending away, and then 8 and 8, and we stayed. It shouldn't be the circle or something. And during the COVID wasn't on all the time, but we decided then to have our own mugs, so we never use mugs that everyone is drinking out of, and
Yeah.
we still do using this
Yeah,
mug.
that happened here in Toronto. We used to have a big bedpan, a big metal bedpan that we passed
Yeah.
around, and we
Mhm.
lost that, and we never go back. Now it's very common around the world. There aren't many hashes which share a mug anymore anywhere in the world. That is interesting. One thing. That's good. Did it hurt attendance, or did the hash come right back? Some people probably didn't hash all the time.
And not everyone came on the run, because you have to go on the underground or take bike to the hash, and people didn't want to be on the underground. So like my work, they said, go home, because the ones going to be on the underground are the people that really need to be on the underground. You can work from home. So I worked from home for 2 years.
All right.
And that was good, because I was sat in our summer house.
Yeah. Just go out the hash. All right. Yeah, that's good. There's mixed things, and sometimes, but Stockholm is a big city. How about events? Have you ever had the white powder scares and the police calls and run-ins with the authorities? Oh, you have. Anything memorable there?
They were out there taking away the white spots. But the thing is, we've been talking to the police and told them that we are in the city and we're using this way to mark the trail. But I guess the one who got this alarm didn't know about it. So that's a pity. But we got the dog owner. They're a little bit, they're scared that the dog's going to eat that thing and don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It was like I saw in my community here on Facebook that someone was taking photo of a hash arrow. But the thing is, the people, the neighbors, that one told that person, that's the running club.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
the
it wasn't.
arrow.
That's great. Not even hashers had to tell them. Yeah,
No.
that's great. All right, are you going to Interhash 2026 back in Indonesia?
I haven't put down anything for that. No.
Okay. All right.
I haven't
Wow.
been to Indonesia, but no, there's many things to do all over the place, and you have to pick.
Yeah, that's one thing that's for me that the hash has changed. There used to be a few big events and everybody went to them, and now you look on Facebook and there's people hashing every week in another country and another event, and there's 12 events every week around the world. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's what I did in the beginning. I was going to different places during the weekends and hash weekends and anniversary, whatever it was around.
All right. When we talk about this, and anybody that's been hashing as long as you have, we've all been around for people that are no longer with us, and you've mentioned some, and hashers move on. Certainly, being to 10 interhashers, a lot of those guys that were there at the beginning going to all the interhashes have gone on, Horator and Chibai, and some of those guys aren't with us anymore. It sounds like you made some great friendships down under with the Kiwis and the Aussies. Was there any other people you especially like to see on the who's coming list, or you want to be in the circle with them when you go to these events?
Many of the one I told about from New Zealand, because they're special to me. And I'm bad at names, but the thing is, when I see the people, this is the people I really like and been meeting a lot, have something in common with them.
Yeah. So you said you stopped counting when you hit 100 clubs. I imagine a lot of them were in Australia and New Zealand. And where else were you hashing when you were on this, like hashing all over?
I was in Thailand and Malaysia. And where about more? Now my brain goes blank.
That's right. I saw you just last summer, and the latest Eurohash was in Estonia.
Yeah.
Are there any places that you would like to go that you haven't been yet, include for hashing?
Some warm countries, not too warm, but warm.
Especially this month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But somewhere you don't have to get dressed, bring so many clothes for the day, and just in case it starts to rain, you have to have this and that.
Yeah, H2O, my wife and I are actually very soon going to Ecuador. We're going to be up in the end. There's an event that's being organized on both weekends, and hashers in between taking a bus ride. We're going from the beach up into the Andes to 2,800 meters. So we do have to bring a little bit of clothes for the heat, but it'll be 20 or 25 degrees Celsius warmer than here. So it'll be really good. It was good talking to you, EyeFull. Do you have a founder's hat as a?
Yeah, 150.
You're part of a founder. Okay. Do you know what numbers on your hat?
150.
Number 150 is Stockholm Underground. Okay. Congratulations. Thanks for everything you've done for the hash. It's always good to see you, and you have a great attitude, smiling all the time. And I think a lot of people are going to be happy to hear from you. Even if we're envious of them, all the people in warm places will be able to hear this too. So thanks for your time, EyeFull. It's good to talk with you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, EyeFull.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
To close the circle, here's the hash anthem sung by Mother Hash.
Swing low, sweet child.